You know, random.
Yeah. So no, Tzaras it's hard to like what is it? It's not a people think it's leprosy. It's obviously not leprosy, right?
It's like leprosy.
It's only you only become tummy when the kohen says you have it, right? Like before the kohen comes, you go to the house, you take out all the stuff. So it doesn't. So that when you can, that means you're taking out stuff that it's definitely not germs. You know, it's not.
You had some tummy, but you had the cheskasha, so until the time.
Yeah, but once you get called Teruah, then everything in the house was in contacts, and now it's all contaminated. But it's not because you got it out in time. It's a lot of it's not a it's a spiritual malady. We'll see, and okay, let's go over. First, the parsha starts off with Tumah. Tumas Yeledes. If a woman gives birth, right? It's it's like if a woman gives birth to a boy, she's tummy for 7 days, and 33 days something called Demei Tara. It's a much lesser tummy. It's benegea to eating truma, but there's a 33-day period. If she gives birth to a girl, then the tumah is 14 days, and the Demei Tara is 66 days. They're both double. So crazy length of tumah. So I like to use this as a springboard to explain what tumah is. Like if you have to be able to market tumah in a way that's not abrasive or insulting. So the simple way to explain tumah is godliness, without getting into a whole shmooze. Hashem is Havaya. Yud Kei Vav Kei means, what does it mean? We've been through this. Doesn't mean Hoya Hoya V'yeh. That's what people say, right? That's how they say Hoya Hoya V'yeh. It's Yud Kei Vav Kei, but it's not. Hoya is Hoya. Yeh is Yud Hey, right? Yud Kei Vav Kei is none of the above. So what is Yud Kei Vav Kei? What does it mean? If Hoya is Hoya and Hoive is and Yeh is will be, so what does Yud Kei Vav Kei mean?
Omnipresent.
What? That's not a word.
All being.
What?
All being.
Skip the word all.
Existence.
Very nice. Hashem's name is existence itself. The thing that passed, was, is, and will be shared. It's being, all being. So all being, that's good. You went through a good process. It's all being, and all being just means being, which just means existence. Hashem's name is. That's what his name is. That's what Yud Kei Vav Kei means. Totally ising. Therefore, if you want to be like God, so what do you have to do?
Just exist.
You have to be. That's it. So what's the big deal with being? There really shouldn't be any big deal about being. The problem is that humans have an unbelievable ability to not be. We're masters at checking out and spacing out and detaching. And that you don't have to work to be. You are naturally being. Little kids are fully being. They wake up to jump out of bed as soon as they're up. And they don't want to go to sleep. Go to sleep when they fall asleep. And then they wake up, they're just all in, all the time. There's no shifting low gear, That's a natural way to be. So because God is existent, so the goal is to exist and to fully saturate your potential. The problem is that we stop being and we curl up and all our shiurim are long. That is like the foundation of all my Torah. Is the different ways that we recede from being. And the job is not to do that. Really, the whole mitzvah of life is just stop not being. The whole Torah could have just said be and don't not be. And that's really what all lois ases and all ases are. All ases are be, and all lois are don't not be. And now you just have to break down all the mitzvahs, why they're being or why they're not being. And it's a cool way to learn Torah, to show it's very real, how every lois ase is a way to avoid becoming smaller. So if that's the case, so if God is fully being, so you are godly when you're being, and that's really what Kedusha means. The meaning of the word Kadosh is to be, what's the state of being? What's the word you would use for that? How would you say that? How would you translate Kedusha? If Hashem is being, and therefore you are godly whatever you're being, so Kedusha is the act or the state of being. So how would you, without using the same word over and over again 30 times, what would you call Kedusha? Kedusha is what?
Presence?
Presence, but more than presence. It's sort of like, the word I visualize Kedusha is Hineni. Mucham, here I am. Fully at your, what's called zeroed in. I'm fully here. That's what Kedusha is. The Kahanim, Tara and Kedusha, they share that. So that's the word. So then what is Tumah? Tumah is the vacuum created by a loss of existence. When there's existence that is lost, so a little bit of God has left the room. And that vacuum is called Tumah. It is the spiritual description of a lack of existence. So death brings with it Tumah. And the more alive, an animal is a little Tumah, a human is Avi Avoisa Tumah. The more alive, the more Tumah. And it's even true for potential life. When a woman becomes a Nida, it's a smaller Tumah. It's not a loss of life, but it's a loss of a potential life. It's relative to what was here. It was a setback in the measurements of existence. Fair? Okay, so the only exception one would guess is that this proves my whole definition is, so why is a Yoledes who gave birth, why is she Tameh, such a severe Tumah? And why is a girl worse than a boy? It's exactly the opposite. Something was created, not...
The girl's more potential because she can create life again.
So, okay, but
It's a loss of more potential.
it's not a loss, it's a creation. You created, this girl was born. You just increased.
You didn't create the child then. The child left you now.
Left what?
The mother.
Okay, good. So that's the answer. The answer is, you both are the same. The answer is that the world doesn't have Tumah. The mother experiences a loss. And this is a very good way to show people what Tumah is, in a non-insulting way, is that the mother, when she was expecting, she was a whole different level of existence. A regular human is alive. A mother is a creator.
So she lost out now?
When she has a child, she's sunk down to being a regular human. But relative to where she was, it's a huge drop. She's not worse than her husband. She's exactly back to where her husband was. But when a woman expecting a child is literally God is existence, but he's also the creator. She's actually a Havaya and a Boire.
Meaning for the world it's not gay, but for her...
Yeah, but her experience in the world is a simcha. But for her, and you could almost understand like what postpartum depression could be. It's a crash from being on this crazy plane of literally having a world. You're a creator. You're godly, and when you're pregnant with a girl, so now not only are you existence, God Havaya, and not only are you a boiri, but you're also nitzchias, eternal, because she is creating a creator. When a woman, the highest level a human being could achieve is a woman pregnant with a girl. She is exhibiting all the main traits of God. Kadmoi, Nitzchi, Boire, Havaya, she's the closest a human can be to tasting godliness. And therefore, the greatest crash in the world is when the mother gives birth to a girl. And that's the longest Tumah.
There's 3 shits women and
Right,
so
yeah, that's
why
for her too.
are we taking away the credit from, in theory, the man also, in essence, is also a creator. It's a different type, it's not as much, but why
Okay,
is
so
there,
that's
why is
why
there
when a
that?
man sees Kerry, he's also a little bit tummy, but less, because it's just like it's like Shadchanis. You think of a nice idea, but people think of ideas every Monday and Thursday. The person who calls the girl,
the
who calls the guy, and gets it done. That's a
The
shadchan.
difference is ideas can happen without a shadchan, and unless you hold like Christians, it's
Well,
impossible to have a
say
kid
like
without a
Jesus.
guy.
So the point is, the point is, ideas over time it doesn't. That's the idea. ideas are a dime a dozen. It's you're in sales. How many leads do you have? They hire you because you're a closer. So that means you're the woman.
That made you fun.
Well, this one in a direction I don't think.
That'll teach you.
So it should be a woman, saleswoman,
Well,
a saleswoman pregnant with
a girl who will one day do
is
sales.
really
Who one day do sales.
so a salesperson who makes a sale. What would be the crash of a salesperson?
going back to work.
The biggest crash would be like, okay, whatever it is. You get laid off when you have like the biggest deal ever with residuals and everything. And you lose the
Happens all
whole.
the time.
Then they cut your commission.
What?
Happens all the time. Companies specifically fire salespeople that are about to make a massive commission right before it's up. They just cut them out of the.
No, that's what lawyers are for.
Depends on their contract.
What?
Depends on their contract. If the
You
proof intent.
can make it hurt for a long
A
time.
good enough lawyer doesn't need.
And the real deal in these things is negative publicity. So like, it's not worth it for you negative publicity. If you make noise, you get an interview, and they'll settle it. Usually, no, it's not worth it for them.
Depends. Most people don't.
A lot of these places are just about goodwill and image, and if you can embarrass them well. All right. So where are we? See here. So this is a very useful way to explain Torah. Very Okay. Next. Tzaras. So you know my Torah on the Akudim of Rudim? You remember that Torah?
Yeah.
I'll have to review it for you because this whole understanding of Tzaras came from Akudim of Rudim. And it's because there's a lot of weird stuff in Tzaras. Like the whole Tzaras is strange. Like what is it? Also, like just random things that I would never ask the question before, but you'll hear once I say the Torah, it's all these questions, all these things make sense. You realize that maybe they were questions. What's the sign that what color does it have to be Tzaras? White. So isn't white normally good? So why is white bad over here?
So all your kedusha leading into the spot.
Go. Make it real. What does that mean?
Because like the pregnancy, baby comes out and she's stuck with nothing. All the kedusha's in that spot. It's not them. That spot is really pure.
Not you.
That spot's as kaddish as it can get. It's the rest of their body that's now as the.
It's like what do they say? It's like the line they used to say. You know what wood burn is? It's like before your time. They used to say wood burn is the holiest place on earth because everybody who goes there lives a little bit behind. You ever heard that line? It's like this thing. Now you would say J2. The front of J2 is like Matzah Shabbos is the holiest place in the world. It's like the drop-off center, like Shabbos on before Pesach. It's like a truck gathering everybody's kedusha. No, so.
You should put a Planned Parenthood next to it.
What other questions? So another thing is that Tzaras. People think that Tzaras are like growth. Right? It's weird stuff on your skin. If you look at the pasuk, it uses two different lashonos. You know what the words are? It has to be omoik. The kohen has to see if it's omoik me besari. What does omoik mean? Like from an emek. What's an emek? A valley. Omoik is deeper, which means that, or also, ushvala einena. He looks at it, and if it's not shafal, what does shafal mean? Shafal is low, right? Shiftless. So it seems like Tzaras is the opposite of a growth. What is it? It's below, when it's lower in the skin. So what are we looking at? What's the malady?
Well, growth is rooted very deeply. If you ever take like a scan.
It's not. It's the opposite of it. So growth is extra. This sounds like what?
Tattoo.
No, it's deeper in the skin. It means there's a hole. It's like a burn. It's like it's like the skin is receding.
It's like necrosis.
What?
Necrosis?
Is that what I don't know what that word?
Skin
Rage.
decay.
What?
Gaze away and you're like,
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Radiation.
Doesn't that word sound like that? If I tell you it has to be, this tongue has to look to see if the nega is deeper than the skin, then what does that mean?
It's also surface wounds, which like could mean the opposite as well. You could have a growth and you could see it going all the way in deep.
I don't know what that means, see it going deep, like a cut, like
Like
a
a
deep cut.
cyst or an abscess. It's raised up, but it also
No,
goes
the
very deep.
nega itself, the discoloration is below the skin. It sounds like a, I don't know the word, is that what an abscess is?
No, absolutely.
No.
Anybody want to Google like what?
Like radiation poisoning. You
What
guys
is
know
that?
radiation poisoning? It's the spin. It's the yeah.
That's what radiation poisoning.
What?
It's still not radiation poisoning.
It is still is.
Still
It is.
Anyway, then in Mitzvah, it describes the nega alabat, right? It describes the tzaras on houses, right? What do you do with what do you do with tzaras on the houses? What do you have to do?
Knock the house down.
Why? What does Rashi say? And then quotes the Medrash.
Let's find the treasures they found.
Like is that a little like random?
The what?
The reason why you have tzaras on your house is so that you'll tear it down and you'll find the treasures that the Canaanim hid in the walls. They hid gold in the walls. So when you have tzaras, so that's a reward. It's a reward for having tzaras. To say Lashon Hara?
No, they didn't say, those people didn't say Lashon Hara, no.
No, it's tzaras on his house. It's the guy who says
I
it's
said those people didn't say Lashon Hara.
It starts off on his body, and then it goes on. No, it starts off on his house, and then
It could be either or.
what? But I'm saying it's the first.
My shayla is, I'd rather trust on me and not to knock my house down, huh?
Well,
That's like the worst one.
Well, if the Canaanim hid stuff in the walls, it's an
Oh.
old house,
I hear.
right? Your wife probably wants one that's like made out of lucite now because stone is too old school. Like, are they up to lucite houses yet? Or like moved on from lucite already? That's the latest material of choice. Anyways, I want like a lot
That's
of
the
I
people
want
with the Gaia tourist program. Though. What are you asking us for?
What?
Yeah, you just came back from Taiba.com. Should have asked him.
From what?
Taiba.com.
This wasn't so bad. The
Type
people,
of
No.
tours.
the people were. Listen, at least I like the people come to Shir. The people come to Shir were humble and loved Torah. They were real, good people. And they have money, but they're.
Can be. That many other people.
Right, I found the cover by Circus. The guy was a very nice group.
Yeah, they're very quality.
But at the other places, it's.
Yeah, okay. Let's I want to make sense out of it. And there's too many. We don't have a chumash to go through all the problems, but in the end, everything. You'll tell me if it sounds like a kvetch or it sounds real. Okay. Here's the story. Let's go through quickly. Rabbi, let's do this quickly because this is repeating. You have to do the akud to get here. What was the Torah of the akud mavrudim? The Torah was that Yaakov was making a deal with Lavan how to get paid for all the years he worked for nothing. So he told Lavan, I want all your sheep. Lavan said, what should I pay you? And he said, give me all your sheep that are spotted, speckled, or striped. Akudim, nikudim, vrudim. Different, all the sheep with some kind of splatter pattern on them. Right? So how do we explain that? What was the explanation for Akud Nakud Mavrudim? Anyone remembers?
Something with the
That's in black. That's in black.
Yeah.
So the word is that Yaakov wants authenticity. You're starting your own nation, your own yeshiva, your own business, your own neighborhood, whatever it is that you're starting. You don't want fake things. You want real people. And real is symbolized by akudim nakudim mavrudim. Real people are black and white. There's nobody who's white, perfect tzaddik. If you see someone, what?
With the exception
Oh.
of Yeshiva Bar.
Yeah, which yeshiva?
Most.
Okay. And also, nobody is black. Nobody is all bad, with the exception of
The Africans.
other yeshiva bachim of other yeshivas, right? Depending which yeshiva, right? No, with the exception of what? No, so the aside is that if you see someone who's black or white, they're fakers. Somebody who's all white is using bleach and they're bleaching out their. There's no one in the world who only does good and doesn't do averis. If you see someone, a sheep who's white, he's using bleach. And if you see someone who's black, all black, he's also a faker. A lot of bacham do that. A lot of bacham, the whole mahalach Rebbe, like give up, too far gone. That kind of mentality, like don't waste your time. You don't know who I am. You're also, everyone's both. There's not a person in the world. What makes me and you different is not that one's white, one's black. It's just our unique splatter pattern. Some people have stripes. That means they have consistent good and bad traits. Some people it's not consistent. They just have blotches, a few big chesroinus. And some people don't have stripes or blotches, but they have a lot of little speckles, meaning nothing is perfect. Everything has little imperfections. These are different types of people, but everyone's black and white. So Yaakov says, I want the sheep that are black and white. I want real sheep. All the fake white sheep, those go to Lavan. Lavan's name is white. It's all white. And Lavan's Lavan Haramai. It's the same thing. White and Ramai is really a double expression. Right? What? We'll see when we get to Tzaras. We'll see when we get to Tzaras. So that's the white and the black. So now how does Yosef, what does Yaakov do to get all the sheep to be black and white? Does the most amazing thing. What does he do? Remember what he does? He takes a stick. Vayefatzel boy ptzolis levanos. He peels off the bark and he makes like strips. B'machslev halavan asher olav. He makes stripes into a stick. It's like a peppermint stick, and he puts the stick where the sheep are mating, and all the sheep who look at the stick, all their children become black and white. Okay? Right? So I'll catch you up. You were here the first, I'll tell you, I'll catch you up. Yaakov wants a love on all the sheep that are black and white. Spotted, speckled, or striped, because he wants authentic sheep. You want to do something, you need real people. And there's no such thing as white. Anyone who's all white is using bleach, is faking. Everybody's good and bad. Nobody's all black. Some people think that they're a Rishayim, like Rebbe, give up on me, I'm too far gone. And some people think they're a tzaddik. Yaakov wants, real people are black and white. What makes me and you different is not that one of us is black, one of us is white. It's just our pattern. Stripes are consistent good and bad traits. I have good midas, bad midas. Splotches are not consistent, but I have a few big flaws. And speckles, I don't have any big flaws or any stripes, and just everything I do is like little dots. Nothing is perfect. Whatever, it's just three different ways to understand how we're all three. We have stripes, splotches, and speckles. But that's what Yaakov wants. Somehow he figures out how to get all the sheep to become spotted, speckled, or streaked, or splotches, whatever. So what does that mean in English? What's he trying to do? When you want to get all the sheep to become akudim, the kudim of rudim, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get all the sheep to become authentic, to be moideh to who they really are, right? If you're using the sheep as a mashal for a yeshiva or a family or a neighborhood or a shul, and you're the rav or you're the parents, and you want your kids to be real, so you want them to admit to their chesroinus, or the people who are acting like gangsters, you want them to admit to their goodness. You want everyone to be real and face who they really are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So how does Yaakov do this? He takes a stick and he peels off the bark. He takes a stick and he puts that stick, it's now a peppermint stick, peels off the bark, and it's black and white, black and white, black and white, and he puts it where the sheep are mating, and all the sheep that look at this stick, all their children become spotted, speckled, and striped. Amazing thing. You understand what he did? Without magic. In Svara, if all this is real, we're trying to explain rules for life. So what is the metaphor that Yaakov is doing? So the question is, why is it that people have trouble being authentic? Why do people not admit to their flaws? Why do we cover up why do we use bleach?
Shame.
Well, what?
Shame.
Okay, but the question is, if everyone's like that, so why are you ashamed?
Everyone's also pretending.
Because everyone else also ashamed.
But why is everyone ashamed? The whole world. I'm not worse than anybody else. I mean, shame's not a bad answer, but you have to rethink shame when you realize that everybody else is the same way. It's weirder to be the guy who's different. Shame means you feel inadequate. What if every other person in the world is black and white? Yeah, so everybody's faking it. So
So
everyone's
the
what?
inadequacy doesn't have to be another muhaver necessarily.
Now what?
You have an inadequacy between you and
Fine, but you don't want to look like the bum in yeshiva.
Yeah, but everyone has different blacks. If you show you're black, then you're gonna look.
So everyone thinks that their blackness is the worst spot. I have it on the worst spot.
If one guy has bigger splotches, it just shows that. The guy that has smaller splotches look better.
So I think it's a combination of two things. We'll figure out why you need both of these. But I think the real reason why people hide their blackness, even though they know that nobody's perfect, like why do I think I have to be perfect? It's a crazy thing that you have to be perfect. Most people realize they don't have to be perfect. So why do they have to hide it? Yeah, I understand if someone is like a total failure, they're going to fake. But if you're a good guy with a few blotches, why do you have to hide them? Like, look how cool, how big do you think you're Mashiach? Like, what are you thinking?
Do most people hide that? I don't know most people
What?
hide that. Most people don't hide that.
Well, you don't think so? Maybe
People don't show what their black is.
maybe
because
today.
that looks bad,
Okay,
you
yeah.
know?
Today, with the other side, everyone's trying to fake black. They're trying to hide their tzidkas.
I think people
We don't
show
want
both.
don't catch me learning. You know?
I
You
will lay
know?
it down with us like
What?
I'm speaking for myself. I don't think I try to put too much white too black. We all have black. We all have white.
Right.
To start showing your black or showing your white wouldn't
Yeah.
make sense. But
I hear.
Do you have
Okay,
black
close
and
today. So
People like
good.
to stay in the middle.
Good.
People don't like
So
to be
I'm
in
not
the
saying
back.
that there aren't authentic people. So we're talking about
I'm not
the
authentic.
people who aren't authentic.
Oh,
The
I'm
people
not.
the people who are not authentic. Why are they being inauthentic? Why are the fakers faking?
So
Not that
why
everyone's
do
faking.
people that want to put impressions do impressions? They have a million reasons. They're
So
trying
I'll
to
tell
get
you,
someone something.
I want to put out there, I think what Yaakov's reason is, and this is probably the main reason. Yaakov's reason is based on one of the oldest philosophy questions in history, which is what? Are zebras, rabbis, are zebras black with white stripes or white with black stripes? What? It's an amazing shaila.
Yeah.
So what's a teretz?
Depends on zero.
So over here we're not going to get into the teretz, but this
How
is
you look at it.
that question is the reason people fake. Why?
Because they think the black defines them.
Because I think that if I admit that I'm black and white, they think that maybe the black is the real and the white is just fake. Maybe the white's the fake stuff. Maybe the white I'm just learning for a shidduch. I just give tzedakah for kavod, but really I'm black. They hold that zebras are black with white stripes. If you could prove to me, though, that zebras are really white with black stripes, then I would have no problem admitting to my blackness. Because it means I'm good. I have a few flaws. This happened to me, that happened to me, that's why I do this. So I think
You don't think you advertise your black, it will make you be more okay with your black and you'll start doing more of black?
What are you saying?
If you advertise your black,
Right.
you'll be okay with it, you have black, and you'll stop striving to become more white. It's
Yeah,
acceptable.
so I'm saying good. So
You
that's
wanna
the
hide
guy
it.
who's faking black.
Not fake, you want to hide your black as much as possible.
But that's called faking.
You fake it till you make it.
When
It's a certain level.
once you say wanna, that means you're
Okay,
denying
But
reality.
to a certain level, you want to fake it till
No,
you
I
make
understand. You want to
To a
you
certain
want,
level, you're
you want to
always-
fake white, not
it.
black.
If you come back and do something wrong, being proud that you did something wrong, you're not going to have that guilt.
Okay, so you're fine. That's a separate argument. You make an argument that maybe it's not bad to fake white. Fair, but I'm before that. Why is the instinct, the initial instinct, to fake? And the answer is, tell me why. If you don't buy this, that's a basic answer.
So what black are you thinking? Like that's.
It just means that
I have it's a metaphor.
we
right?
all have good and bad in us. Why would? But
Well, why was
we
it-
all have this doubt: which one is the real me? Am I white with black stripes? If you could prove to me that I'm white with black stripes, I'd have no problem admitting to my black, because I'm really white and it's a few little, got some paint on it. If I'm really black and I'm not, and the white is fake, so I am not going to admit that I'm black and white until I know the answer to that question. Because if I admit that I'm black and white, and you tell me, okay, busted, because the black is the truth, then I really ruined my whole existence. You hear this dilemma? Is you buy it, that's a root shaila? You have to be a viral.
If you're bad some black and you worked on putting white stripes on there,
Now what?
it's harder to be black and work on getting white stripes than just be white.
Why you don't want white stripes if you're black? If I'm bad, who cares what my white is? That's just a
Trying to be
just
good.
makeup. Nobody wants to be black and with white stripes. And you have, it's just, the guy who's running away from responsibility to say, I'm a bum. Okay, finish. I'm a Russia. You know that guy. I'm a Russia. So this is okay. This is
That guy's real.
what? Okay, that's the other. The white guy and the black guy are both fakers. But the reason why we're all faking is because we don't know the answer to the question. If I could show everybody, if I have a Talmud who's not being real, if I can prove to him that he's really white and the black is fake, that would liberate him from being fake. Then you can be real. The prerequisite to realness is to show the person that you're really white. That is why people fake. They think that if I become real, everyone's going to see that the truth might be that I'm not good. So what does Yaakov do? He does the most genius move. He takes a stick and he peels off the bark. And what happens when he does that?
Shows the white underneath.
So now he has a peppermint stick. What's the difference between the peppermint stick and the sheep?
One's white on the outside, one's white.
You hear the difference? What's the difference? Nobody hears. You guys are like half asleep.
One you could eat.
One you can eat. That's one difference.
One's white on the
Well,
outside, one's white on the inside.
you can't eat a peppermint stick.
Well, you can eat both, yeah.
Why not? One's white on the inside, one's white on the outside.
No, this is
Oh, okay. What are you saying?
One show.
One's on the outside white, one's on the
When
inside
you
white.
peel the bark off the stick, you've all said when you peel the bark off the stick, what are you showing? It's also black and white, but there's an extra piece of information in the peppermint stick. What's the extra information?
You know which one's the outside.
That the
which one's
white is the inside. You peeled off the bark to reveal the white inside. So when all the sheep look at this black and white stick, they realize that black and white is what? It's really white inside.
Smart sheep.
The black is the fake. And the second they realize that the white was the emes and the black is just bark, all the sheep became black and white. They were all able to be minded to the truth because they knew that the inside is good. You hear that? It's an amazing move. You're allowed to say yes. Okay.
Fine.
Okay? All right? Say, say wow. Say wow.
Oh,
Not wow.
Be authentic.
Okay. Wow. They pretend you're doing a sale. And I'm showing you pictures of my
money
dog.
on this.
I'm showing you pictures of my dog. What are you gonna say?
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, the term that wasn't at least that level of you're only good
No,
when you can only do it when it's fake.
You want me to be genuine?
You can only you only turn it on for
I'm being genuine now. It's the whole schmooze.
Yes.
This is what you want. I'm really black inside.
You're really black and you're genuine. It's only when you're faking that you're. That's for sure. I gotta, some people you have to take the entire bark off. You have to I might have to take the inside out and show you like the deeper white under the white. Oh, and you're going, no, inside it's black again.
So
Inside, on my tree,
my
it's
stripes go inward. There's a bark and a core and then another bark.
and the inside, the innermost one like black. And you don't
Innermost
know.
really
You don't
striped the
know.
other way around.
You know it's infinite. It's
Like-
black, white, black,
it's like
white. You don't know when it's
Inception.
gonna stop. You spin. It's like
Dreams and
roulette.
dreams over here. Up is down. Down
Okay,
is up.
but you hear the story? You hear the vart? This wasn't supposed to take so long. You on board with the vart? So what are we doing when you peel off the bark? We're showing that the inside is white. When you're showing the inside white, that is what gets rid of all of your need to what allows people, it's a huge idea. What allows people to become authentic is the knowledge that the panemius is white. Second you know that, you're liberated. And now I can be minded to all of my flaws. They don't define me. There's no risk in being minded to a flaw. It literally liberates you from fakeness. It's amazing yesod, right?
Something else that's good.
By the way, the Zohar says that what Yaakov did with the stick, the Zohar says what Yaakov did with the stick is a zecher to the tefillin. The tefillin are, because the shel yad, you put the ritzuas on. When you look at your arm, what are you looking at? It's supposed to be Yaakov's stick. So now you have a huge machshava. When you put the stripes on your arm, what are you supposed to be thinking?
White inside.
You're white inside. I'm really white. There was all of my stuff is just stripes. It's just the ritzuos wrapped around my arm. My arm is really white. Okay? So now, from here, I think we can have a whole new breakthrough understanding of what Tzaras is. Tzaras is not God punishing you and being angry. Why do people say Lashon Hara? Why do you need to knock somebody down?
It's fun.
What?
It's fun.
It's fun. Why is it fun?
It's like, you're bad.
Why is it fun?
It's
You
kind of very
figure
hard to
out.
explain. It's very
It's
hard.
hard to put yourself up.
Just
You
like
know?
feel good about yourself.
To put
You
yourself
don't
up.
feel good about yourself,
Yeah.
and therefore you have to pull everybody else down. When somebody feels good about themselves, they're the most gracious people. I used to tell this to guys on dates, the sneaky trick to do. This is when I was a bacher over 4 years ago. But I would tell guys, you go on a date, bring up another girl that she knows who's prettier than her, smarter than her,
Video?
and see how she talks about her.
That's dirty.
No, but marriage is important. If she starts to if she says, wow, she's the best girl in the world, then you have to keep her. It's amazing. It's a person who's happy with who they are, and it's amazing midah. Fargining is such a telling midah. Now, there's two negative ways. There's the dumb girl who's not nice, who says, oh, she's such a this, such a that. And that girl you keep away from. And then there's the even worse one. The even worse one is the smart girl who's insecure. And she goes like, she's really overcoming her stuff. She's doing really well.
Oh my god, right. Passive aggressive.
That smart girl, the smart, insecure girl. You keep away from her too.
No,
Okay?
my god.
It's amazing how far she's come. But the girl who could, the girl who's rich and pretty, beautiful, and she talks good about her, or bad things but she doesn't say them, that's the most amazing meat in the world. That's a person who's sufri and happy where they are. That's a bracha, right? Such a person. Doesn't mean the other one is not marriageable. It just means that you know why they're dating you.
I was gonna say, it's not gonna be that type.
So if anything, you should
It's a
definitely
sure
marry.
It's sugavast. The good girl is like, what role do I have here? She's done. Like, what am I? I'm like the flat tire on her car, slowing her down, the anchor, like schlepping, like this metal chain dragging behind her car, But
What percentage of people are like that? They forgive other people or hang with other people?
0.5%.
I would say the percentage of B'nai Yisrael is very high.
Yeah, but
I think
hold on,
the guys.
We clarify.
Again,
Hold on,
when I
Rabbi,
was dating, this has been a brutal 30 years, Klal Yisrael. Okay? It's been a pretty bad 30
You're
years.
saying high for
People have fallen very fast. Very quickly.
I mean, for girls, it's more than guys.
Hold on, Matthew, you clarify. How much percent?
Sure, guys are way more
How much
psyched out.
percent of
Every girl I went out with the first time, I couldn't marry them because they were too good. Every single girl. It was like I dated for years because they were all like so. They're just so.
How much
holy.
percent of
They're
girls
good.
do you think are
Hardly any
considered
girl
nice
gets
and
another
strong?
girls. What?
Yeah, I've seen it twice.
How much percent of girls do you think are?
Matthew, where are these girls from?
How much percent of girls do you think are considered B'nai Yisrael? I will ask him that a very high percentage of B'nai Yisrael are that. I just think that the
First of all,
the amount
let me
of
tell you
girls that are
something.
B'nai Yisrael.
If you're dating girls and more than 25% of the girls you're going out with are not B'nai Yisrael, then you have to wonder how the Shadchanim see you. Why you giving
Like a
off-
working guy.
Why are you giving off?
Like a working guy, yeah.
Like a working guy.
What do you mean you? A working guy who's a Ben Torah is much quicker to get quality people.
They don't see
He's
Because
much
you know this guy
Saying the world
he
doesn't
proved
know.
himself. He's already working.
Go tell him Shadchanim. I'm with you. There now.
What?
Go tell him Shadchanim.
Shadchan,
Nope.
if you're
No.
You're telling me I started working right when I came out of yeshiva.
and they know you because they
As soon as
even
you go to
know
work,
I
this,
didn't hear that, but they went for all.
As soon as you go to work, it's like you have
I didn't
Tzaras.
get any shidduchim for like 6 months. I had to work my tuchus off. I had to meet shadchanim and go out. I had friends that were BMG. The second, you know about the worst guys going to Amsterdam, doing all the
I
worst
understand,
stuff.
but the girls they're getting are the girls for those guys.
Agreed, life is not fair.
You need the
That's not
guy,
the point.
the guy,
No,
who's-
that's your point.
the guy, listen, the guy who's working, who davens 3 times a day in a million, and he learns that the Chavrusa needs a very quality girl. He's proven himself. You can't wed him to the girl who's pretty, who never had a deep thought in her life.
It doesn't mean
went
it's
to the
easy for him
right
to get
set.
it. He
You
deserves
can't
it.
wed
It's easy.
that guy's
Agreed.
not going for that girl. You are a much harder shidduch, not because you have a chesaron,
Agreed.
because you're proven of a level that this guy will never be able to prove himself.
But the Shulchan don't see it.
I think you should come shot
Because most people are simple, and most
Okay.
people just
Yeah.
need the girl who you know, she doesn't care if she doesn't even know what Amsterdam is. She just wants to say, like, he looks so good in that Torah my father bought him. You know?
Also, it doesn't help that in schools they brainwash their girls not to marry working guys.
Yeah,
that also doesn't
So
help.
we're invited to your room.
No, listen, there is something to be
Most of these girls
They're
know
not-
what it means to be a cold
they're-
wife, but they know they have to marry a
Definitely.
cold wife.
Do they actually teach us?
Yes,
Yes.
do.
They
We're
brainwash
racist.
them.
When I'm not
That's
talking.
so
I'm not
nice,
talking.
like,
I'm not
other
talking
girls-
about the guys. I'm not talking about the girls who are brainwashed. I don't like the word brainwashed.
Most of them are.
No,
Mostly
no,
seminaries
let
and
me-
schools.
Let me say this. I'm not talking about the girls that you call brainwashed. Those girls taka want something real. They're not shallow and fake. They're not. Those girls are not going out with your Amsterdam guy. They're not going near that guy. Those girls need a real guy who wants to stay in Koil and learn. Those are the girls who. You don't think so? The girls who the girls who.
Actually, I think everybody gets what they deserve.
That's 100% true.
Everybody gets
But
what
not
they
just
deserve.
not just magically.
Right.
It's not magic. Everybody. That's a different. Let's go do it afterwards. Let's finish this Tzaras talk because I want to get.
I
To
have a lot to say off camera about this.
You're already married.
Yeah, we're married.
So what?
That's why
By the way, that's how you know it's not
What
coming
is
from
trauma
a
though?
certain
What are you
place.
doing?
It's coming from genuine honesty.
What?
Because he has nothing to
Okay, guys. Can we get back on track?
Can we wrap it
It's not that this isn't
I
important.
want to hear it off the record.
Okay, good. It's not that this isn't
Sorry,
important
Roger,
conversation.
man.
But I just don't want to leave it. I just don't want to leave it over here. I don't mean to say that only working guys. What I'm saying is that to me the best guy is the guy who really wants to learn and is willing to do that. The second best guy is the guy who's working and is learning and go to Tzaras. Everybody else who's not really into Torah and not working is the middle guy. And that's the vast majority of people. And that guy can marry all the middle people. But the girl who's brainwashed, comes back from Sem with stars in her eyes, she's not that middle girl.
Why not?
What?
She's
Because she's real. It might not be, I don't mean real in the sense that she's in touch with reality, but I'm saying that she's not an autopilot. She's driven for something, whether or not it's appropriate for her, whether or not she'll crash and come down to earth. But right now, she's on fire. And the girl who's on fire it deserves a guy who's on fire too.
The difference is that the guy who's
And then there are girls who are
years.
maybe was on fire, or maybe she could have been on fire, but she's a little more realistic, and she's more practical, and she knows she appears she's still from life. People need parnasa, so that girl's a good, responsible girl. She wants a working guy who's kaveya itim, and that's a very hard guy to find. And those guys need real girls. The girls who the standard generic thing who's not lit up. The girl who got manicures while she was in Israel, in Sen, and just Sen is one long selfie, with different walls of stone that she doesn't even know what the difference is or where she is, that girl is not on fire, and they're not readying her to the working guy who's kavedim, and they're not readying her to the guy who really wants to learn and become Klei Kodesh. They're readying her to the regular guy who went to the Mir, went to Amsterdam, and doesn't matter.
But all the girls are right. I'm saying, but they learn in school that you should go after a learning guy. That's what you're brought up,
They
right?
went to school that said that.
Right. That's what they're brought up, right?
Yeah, and the fathers go to shul that says what he should be doing, and the mother, I don't know where she goes, but she might go to a shir, or she's part of this chat group. Just because we hear that doesn't mean that's who we are. Most people are just the middle category of people are the people who are not driven l'shem shamayim, and they're not in Torah, and they're not trying to make a life for themselves outside of yeshiva, responsible life. They're just going through the motions. Most people, that's where they are. Again, I don't mean most people. I shouldn't even saying most people. I don't know which one's most. I'm just saying three categories. The guy who's working is higher than the person in the middle, who's just following the crowd.
One is offense, one is defense.
The real answer is that
There's
Not
most,
even defense or offense. He's just the guy. He's the guy being carried by the crowd.
Rabbi, you know the real answer? The real answer is very simple. Most shadchanim are part of that third group. They don't even know how to ret shidduchim for the group of guys.
I know Moshe. Usually the good shadchan are very smart. And they chop a lot of things. You know.
Some yes.
Okay, but listen. Okay, let me just finish the one. So what was the whole point of everything we said till now? Is that the way to get someone to be real is to show them that inside they're white. So we started getting to Lashon Hara. That what we say Lashon Hara was? Lashon Hara comes from?
Handle it yourself.
What? That you know. So therefore, what would be the cure for someone who's saying Lashon Hara?
To be happy with himself.
So how do you do that? We know how you do. How do you do that? What was the reason why people were fake? You have to show them they're white underneath. So what is Tzaras? It's not a punishment. What's Hashem doing?
Reality check.
Why do we say it's lower than your skin?
Deep down.
Why destroy the house?
Hashem is peeling off the bark and showing, and it's only Tzaras if it's what?
White.
If it's white underneath. The whole purpose of Tzaras is to show you, now it's painful, it's not like a regular thing because you're not bark, but it's because you were hurting people. But the answer is that your oynesh is not patch, it's I'm going to peel off your skin and you're going to see the white underneath. And remember that you're white underneath because you didn't learn the lesson from your children or whatever it was, you didn't get it. And that's the depth of what does it say. Now you understand what it's really saying. Why did they have to get Tzaras on the house?
Find the Canaan treasures.
To break open the walls so you'll see the treasure buried inside.
And if that doesn't work, then it goes to you.
What?
And if that doesn't work, then it goes to you.
It's a bias shel Torah. It's white on the inside.
Don't stop making fun. Why can't you say it? Why can't you say it real with a real voice? Say it. Do you have a regular
I
voice?
told you because I'm really black inside. I'm saying the MS. I'm saying the MS, but it's
You're
hard.
saying something good, but you're protecting yourself by saying it in that fake voice. So if it's wrong, it was a joke.
I'm a guy. Vulnerability is not easy, you know.
Okay,
I
so
can't just speak like that.
they told you this is the shit. This is really therapy.
Alright, that's a wrap. Let's bench.
I call it sheer therapy. It's a new word. It's not group therapy. It's the sheer. Group therapy. You come in there, you know it's in therapy.
But they relate to simulation.
Sheer therapy is you
They're
thought
all
you
high
came
and
to a
just
sheer.
help me out.
We've been compromised.
What?
We've been
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We've been got.
You got.
But this is amazing. The whole idea is what Chazal are really saying this. Nobody chaps it. They're saying the reason why you have Tzaras on the house is to tear down the walls to find the gold inside. It says one more thing.
Why do you tear the house down though?
It's the same thing. It's better than tearing your skin down.
You don't tear your skin down.
Well, begotten. Begotten the same thing. In all the cases, it's the outside layer is being dismantled to show you the jewels inside. What's interesting though is it doesn't just say this. It says that the Canaanim hid inside the walls. So that's the only thing we didn't explain. You have to break open the walls to show you the gold inside, because that the Canaanim hid inside. So it's giving you a whole extra trip here that wasn't necessary to the shir we were saying. We were saying that you have to peel off the skin to see that you're white inside. Another way of saying it is to open up the walls to find the treasure inside, which is the same thing. Just instead of white, we're saying treasure. But it gives us this extra phrase that the Canaanim hid inside. So what it's telling us is the thing that caused you, the thing that's burying your goodness inside and making you think that you might be black outside, that's called Canaanim. You understand what I'm saying? Well, it doesn't just say to find the gold hidden. It told us that the Canaanim hid in the walls. So somehow the Canaanim represent the thing that buries jewels that nobody should see it.
And that's why that fisher, the glowing white.
That's how what? But also the whole Gemara, everyone's busy with Tzaras, with different shades of white. So when this year ends, really, it gets much trippier. Is it the white of an eggshell? Is it the white of snow? The white of chalk? The Gemara deals with all. And then there's different types of Tzaras. There's Se'es, Sapachas, Ubaheres. What would all that be?
How black?
Like this year is black versus white. Once we get into white, so where does it go from here? What's level 2 of the shir?
What do you mean? There's the learning guy, which is one type of white, and there's another one,
Good,
which is the learning guy.
nice. So what
The
is
regular voice.
So what are those?
Yeah, I was about to say.
So you know why? Because you knew that was good. Dude, you don't need
yeah,
me.
but I thought I grew. I thought I may have graduated therapy for a second.
no.
Like you had to sit there and crush me. It drove me to the ground.
No. So you might learn that, but you're in the drive. That when you are faking it, it's not faking it. It's because you're not sure if what you're saying is worthwhile. When you know what you're saying is amazing, you say the whole thing, no games. So that's not good. So I'm really telling you that the other time you weren't wrong.
Sometimes Yeshiva Shatayr is right. I do Yeshiva voice when I know it's Yeshiva Shatayr. It doesn't mean it's wrong.
What's the answer? What's the answer though? The answer is that when
I can't
you're
forget to say Yeshiva Shatayr.
no, when you're saying something that might be half baked, don't say it. Don't use that voice. You have enough things that are perfect. Imagine what would happen if every single time you talked, you hit it out of the park. You'd be a whole different person. They know what they say at the brisker of? They say all the brisker chakiris. The godless isn't what he said. The godless isn't what he said. The godless is all the things he didn't say. Meaning every one of his chakiris is tzimzach. He doesn't have any that's a weak one. Where was the editor? Everything's a home run. But you own it. You know when what you're the proctor of your own test. You know both. You're grading yourself even before you say it. So if you just talked when you didn't have to use that voice, everybody. Then every time you talk, everybody perked their ears up. It's real. Because you're going to talk anyway. So when it's not a home run, so. The truth is, you're allowed to say things that aren't perfect.
That's why I say it in the voice.
Not everyone's a pilot.
I'm telling everybody else that I know what I'm saying is wrong.
You think you're not allowed to. If you thought you were allowed to say something imperfect, then you wouldn't need that voice.
No, because then it would be people like, I really think it's real. I'm letting everybody know. I know what I'm saying is crumb. But I'm saying it anyways.
No. You're saying because it might be crumb, and it's too important to you to be uncrumb that you're gonna say it in this
It's not
voice.
a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
But I understand. But
Not a bad thing.
but why can't you just say it and own the reactions? Why do you have to sabotage your delivery to preempt your reaction?
I know what I'm saying is going to get shot down.
You don't know it. You wouldn't be saying it. You're saying because you think they might like it. You think it might get by. That's why you're saying it. You think there's a good chance of it getting by. But instead of putting it out there with the same voice, he's sort of like tipping them off by saying it in that voice. So it won't get by now because you just told them that you're.
So it means I think I'm smart.
The secret of sniping
So I
is
I'm smarter than everybody
use
else.
a silencer.
I think I'm smarter than everybody else. If I don't give the voice, you would never know to knock it out.
No, for sure.
It's like your voice is like the horn to get out of the way. Reckless car coming by, get out of the road. You're doing chesed. You don't only want to do macabre like me.
This is very good. 2 years of therapy.
This was you, just this conversation.
Those coming in mail.
You don't.
And by the way, from
You're too smart. You don't need a therapist. You can do everything in about 40 minutes. The whole life. You see, you can knock it out. If anyone's charging you money every week, it's a waste of money.
I take it out from one pocket to the other.
Maybe this is after we've done it for many years. I don't know.
Do you really think?
Maybe you already paid a lot of money.
Why are you
The
embarrassed?
whole diagnosis
Show your chesed.
is that I'm too proud to go to therapy.
Show your chesed. Why are you're not authentic?
Okay, let's spend 2 minutes. Let's figure out where we go. You started off. Let's figure out what would be the difference in the different shades of white. Why is that important? What's the next level of the share? We
One
explained.
level of white could be know that you're inherently good, and the next level of white can be knowing how much you could be.
Well, is white a color or is it the absence of other colors?
What?
Is white a color or is it the absence of other colors?
No, white is all color.
It's not
That's a
all.
good way to say it. So white is not
So
perfect
there's your
white.
answer. White is either all color, or it's zero color, or it's a color
That's
as
a good machlokes. This that you need to show somebody, this is very, okay, this could be amazing. This that we need to show you that you're white. How white do we have to show you? Do I have to show you that you're perfectly white? Or that you're white? Like if you want someone to be free of black, you know what I'm thinking now, you know the story with your Rav and Benavant?
When you dye something black white, it's not
Who
really
came
white.
first?
What?
Who's came first?
Who's gonna be first? It says Ani,
Say it again.
you Ben Ishai,
And David.
and David. No, that's David. Who was it?
Was your no, you're
Shmuel? No, who was talking?
Shmuel, no?
Shmuel was saying, Ani Ben Ish, me, you, and David.
Right.
And Rav said,
Who's
me
first?
Baresh.
No,
we're
but
all gonna walk in. Who's first?
He was first already. He wanted to hear it again.
You wanted to hear it again?
He wanted to hear it
That's
again.
about- you know,
I think.
that was like a Musar vibe. He's a great Mashgiach. It's amazing Torah. But at the
Hey,
same
look at the pasuk.
No,
His
but
name is
that-
before
but
David.
you
Three
have-
checks.
What I'm trying to tell to that, your Mashgiach who told you that part,
Yeah.
took it even level 3. I'm still on level 2. I was saying they need to be white. The first Torah was, you're not black, you're white. That's like Breslov level, Aleph Beis, thank you Hashem, Chizuk. Then we get to Lakewood elitist Chizuk. I tell you you're white, the guy goes,
How white?
which shade of white are we talking over here? Is it Balenciaga white, or are we talking like, which white? Okay? And that's your Ravan. I mean, I'm perfect white. And then there's the guy, your Mashgiach, who's so trippy. I want to know who called you the shmooze. When he says that your Ravam knew he was totally white, he just wanted to hear it again. He wanted to, like, what is that? That's so deep. That's who said that? Who told you that Torah?
I don't know.
How you got a nice legend. You got
Which
Tony.
Shiva? Which Shiva? Let's break it down.
And you remember.
Corbin's?
No way.
First of all, you remembered
I
that.
think I heard it from father actually.
I want to show you something. You remembered the Torah. You didn't even remember who said it. Because even then the Torah was trippy. That's a huge
That's how
Torah.
white he is.
What?
That's a white hand.
No, but this is very big. So what are we saying? So that's the machlokes in Tzaras. Which white is?
Which was
Is,
the real
do,
white?
do we
No.
need to deliver to you like based on gaiva? Is it saying that we give you what you need even, or is it saying that that's right?
Yeah, there's different types of white.
But why do you need to hear that you're the whitest of the white, not be black?
Because that's real. Yeah, it's core. That's real.
It's like a takana shavin. Like there's a thing. Chazal say that you have to allow Russia to do full tshuva, because if no people are not going to. If you're not going to get total tshuva, then people are not going to bother. What's it talking about? My memory is terrible. You know what I'm saying? At least the idea is that people. I'll turn my life around if you tell me I can have everything back. If you tell me I'm going to walk around with residual damage, then what's the point? Like, how white does it have to get? You have stains in your stuff, and I'm going to sell you some bleach. You're going to buy the bleach. You're going to ask me first: am I going to see a mark? Is it going to be total white? That's the question. So this is the sugi here. So what? Without knowing anything, what would you say the different machlekes would be?
That's
Why-
right. I think that's step 2. Is
Who's the
one.
machmir? Who's the
You're
maker?
already in step 2 of the machlekes.
Right. Step 1 is we don't know nothing. Step 1 is
No, you're in step-
Tzaras is we got to show you you're
You're in step
insecure,
two on which
you're hurting
white.
people because the same reason why you were faking. You don't know that you're really white. Open up the skin, show him that he's white inside, and then he's not going to need to hurt anybody anymore.
I
Nice.
think you're trying to figure out
How
which,
white?
You're trying to figure out which white is the real white.
No,
Ultimately,
how white do I
first-
have to show you?
Whatever's genuine. We're going to get to machlekes on what type of white is the genuine white. That's a different question. We want to find the real white at its core.
Why? Why is genuineness here? We're trying to make you stop hurting. You know you're good. Why is it important to not hurt?
Because
Are you saying that people will only be gracious when they know? Is that the machlekes? The machlekes is, maybe that's the machlekes. The machlekes is, how good do you have to think you are for you to become gracious? Could you become gracious to others knowing that you're good? Or do you have to be like perfect? If you still have cracks in your armor, but you know you're decent, will you be able to be gracious? Why not? Maybe some people will say even better. That guy is the person who knows what it feels like to be both. He's going to be
the second machlekes on what's the real one that you're talking. I mean, you're defining, you're trying to match them up.
I'm asking who's the machmir, who's the maker? Who's the guy creating a larger body of people who are going to be inspired? Who's being mamayim it? Is the person who's saying the widest of the white? Maybe they're not even. Could it be that? This is a weird question. Maybe the whole thing's a mistake. Maybe there aren't degrees of white. Maybe they're just different whites. Is that wrong? For sure. Like eggshell white, chalk white, and snow white. Are one whiter and one less white, or are they just different whites?
That's why I wanted to say before, there's 3 different types of white. It's either all color, no color, the absence of color.
But I'm saying, which one? Answer that
Or
first.
color.
Are you answering that first? Like, what are those? Are those different levels of white or just different
No,
whites?
different types of white. Those are 3 completely separate whites. One
Is there something called absolute white?
Yes.
So there is a high. I'm asking, is it a hierarchy? When I say snow, eggs, and chalk, is it 3 levels of white and one is whiter, or is it different kinds of white?
3 levels.
We all agree it's levels. I think it's all. I think you have to. You have to say
Everyone
levels.
says if you have a guy who didn't have Aaron, he did perfect tshuva. On one hand, you have a guy who never did it at all. Who's getting more schar afterwards? The guy who did it in the tshuva, who's not doing it again, is technically in a better spot. You could also argue the guy who never did it at all is more pure.
Wait,
So-
hold on. I should be listening, but whatever. I'm gonna forget what I'm thinking. You're not. So can you hold your thought? Tell it to me in a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say what I'm not gonna go there. I just want to say it so that it's on the table. I'm just thinking if we have to get deeper into it and figure out the symbolism of snow, eggshells, and chalk. Are those? They're not just references to levels of white. The level of white probably has to do. There's a whiteness of snow, which is some kind of purity, like water, like cold, and then there's whiteness of a shell, which is a different version of purity, innocence, before birth. It's the thing that gives life, before pure motherhood, whatever, however you want to understand it. You could understand that they're both prototypes of whiteness, unblemished. The snowflake, the eggshell. Kawat Gemara says, I think chalk. We never see it inside, but I'm saying, it could be that's you get some amazing Torah if you start to flesh out the difference of different versions of purity.
Is there levels of black?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Black is pretty black.
Yeah. Where is it talking about black? There's Choshech Mitzrayim. There's more by Misha Yaker, by Shema, it's describing I guess when the blackness is lifting, what's called, what's the first
The
light?
Ramban and Bereshit talks about it. If black is like a brilliant itself, or it's just missing what? It's just missing light.
Right, that's something. That's Choshech Mitzrayim. By Yomesh Choshech, it's that Choshech.
Black is just missing light, so there's a lot of different levels.
Because there's 2 types of
Right.
whites.
No.
But there's one point where it's missing
Coast
all
curtains.
like hotel rooms.
Like what?
No, it's more
Like
than
blackout curtains?
Besides the little
I
crack.
don't know. That's
like
the
trash.
biggest question in the world. Why does nobody get those in their house?
It's a good child.
It's
Tristan.
like such an olive day.
Tristan
You
and
know,
Tristan and
second
I'm
days.
sorry, how come there's never been like some Jewish guy who stole the hotel room
Full of
curtains?
everything. It wasn't.
I'll be honest, I was gonna get it.
Well,
I
I
was
don't
thinking
know
I
that
would get
exists
it.
in the Bria besides that.
But then I decided if you start using it every night, there's no real thing about it.
There's no what?
Start using it every night, there's no real thing about it. A little bit of sunlight, I someone's house this afternoon.
But can you imagine like in
That's
the
why I stopped.
Can you imagine like in the Irv guys, that's a whole new level of chill.
You know,
guys get
Well, I
blackout
did.
curtains
It
in the
hasn't
door.
been seen since.
I have a
What?
Rabbi, you know, I
I
have a
did. It
Tristan.
hasn't been seen since.
Rabbi,
I have a big
Tristan.
try. You know when you know you're really in the hood? When you pull up and then you see like the blankets shoved in the windows. So like God forbid a little bit of sunlight shouldn't come in when he goes to sleep.
That's
when you know you're
Well,
like
there's probably guys somewhere.
the more blankets, the more
There's a level in the world
Irv will never
where,
happen.
where evil, like the thing.
No one hears even in BMG. No one hears.
The guys in the Irv that sleep when the sun is up like that during the day, they just garbage bag it out. They don't need to have light and not have light. They're always partially sleeping during the day.
What's
They
it
just
called?
garbage bag it.
Garbage bag in the window?
Yeah, they put garbage bags.
Why is it better than shade?
Because in
No.
Tristan you could open and shut.
To basically block everything, a lot of them are
That's for
bats.
Shabbos.
The second the light comes out, they're gone.
I'm just thinking,
When the sun goes down,
the
like,
world is
chill.
ready. The world is
Like you guys
ready
drinking
to-
coffee at night.
It's
That's
like
sus.
niggas, it's niggas.
You know, when I was a bacher, like the worst thing was like
We still
when there was a guy next door having a party at 3 a.m. and like you heard this racket that ruined your sleep. You know, the crazy noise, everyone, the walls are shaking. That's what kept you up. Today, you're like, what does it take? Like the smallest little thing. Like there's gonna be a point, maybe in the next door, where that little blue light, when your headphones are charging, you know that little, what's that little thing, you know, that's red and blue, that little microscopic blue dot that's plugged in and it's charging, that's gonna ruin people's, it's like, then people are gonna be so soft that that's gonna keep you up. I'm getting a blank look over here.
No, I 100% agree.
I think we're already there, by the way.
What?
I think
Yeah,
we're
I
already
think
there. A lot
that-
of this generation is that soft.
That little thing
Yeah.
is noise machines. It's crazy. People sleep with noise
I sleep,
machines.
yeah, every single night.
What?
Every single night I sleep with a fan.
Now we can't say anything bad about sound machines.
Cannot.
You
You know why? You know why you can't though? Because you started doing it.
No, I can't.
What's the answer to
Too
soft?
quiet.
First of all,
If you would've pushed through, you
soft
would- now you're
generation.
not-
No,
What's that
it's
softness?
so
Bring it
quiet.
to me.
Does anyone have those smell machines in their dorms yet?
What's a smell machine?
Come on.
Air purifier?
Obvious.
Who's next gonna call out?
Small-
Obvious. Of course I have one.
What's the smell?
Of course I have. Not only that, but I got such a good deal right before Pesach that I bought
There's
for
an
the
extra
living
one for
room and the whole main floor of my house. They were so cheap that I got tons of bottles and tons of diffusers for the whole house.
They're all comments.
It's like a guy so excited, like,
I can't believe you didn't call it out. That's why I'm excited. You
Right.
asked it like it was a question. You're supposed to be my therapist.
What's that
this is
shot?
very,
Gen-
very deep seated. This is going to take longer. We need
Oh,
a
yeah.
scalpel to get this one out.
See money spinning in your eyes.
What?
See money, way more sessions.
What type of shot generation is so soft? What's the answer to
I'm the last guy in the universe, I think, who has never even gotten a massage yet.
Got me on?
Massage.
From?
Period.
anyone?
From anyone?
Never gotten a massage
Any
in your life.
yeshiva?
We discussed this in other
Maybe my kid,
shiurim.
maybe my son, like,
You've
I was
never
thinking,
gotten a
never
massage.
get paid money and somebody like
I'll get we
half
Oh,
an
that's
hour.
interesting. I never really.
I did it once
Did
in
a
a mall.
Mario
I think the
but
whole,
that's-
I think the
never-
whole thing is like
Too cheap for that.
like the raisa. Like there's certain muscles that are supposed to hurt if
This
you're
is intense.
Well, I wish I could fix it.
Rabbi, have you ever skied?
just supposed to
Have you ever
hurt.
skied?
What?
Have you
So,
ever skied or
I'm not hostile to that.
What?
Have you
I'm
ever
not
done,
hostile to that.
have you
Come
ever
hang out with
skied?
me for 2 days. Feel that kind of pain.
Have you ever
and see
skied
if
all
you
day?
think it's supposed to hurt.
Have you ever done a whole day of skiing or a whole day of bike riding?
Yeah, what about it?
Getting the massage then, that's.
I've never gotten. I don't know if I've ever really gotten.
So you just think your muscles are supposed to hurt? No, you get a massage like a bench.
You limp off the mountain.
And
That's
to the massage part.
yeah.
Not the men.
Sweet.
The Rabbi Paskin.
Okay.
Soft.
Baruch Hashem. You knew how sad it would be if you would be done. Then we'd miss you. Like it's good that you have issues though. Keep you around for a
I
while.
only keep my issues with Tzaras or Robin.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Anyways, all right, Chevra, we have what to figure out. If we look at, but this is a whole new.
We have to. We still have a session here.
Are we keeping the video on for?
No, because I want to give the title to this year. It has to be.
There's a whole new trip on Tzaras. Just we were talking about. You stopped it. You
No,
still
it's on.
No, so this is this Tzaras. Like, I don't know if it's true. Could be it's too radical, but it fits with the whole. It makes sense. It answers why it's lower than the skin. Answers the whiteness. It answers all
Also
the
said
big
cash
stuff.
that to them if like it.
That's
Why do you have to
Tzaras
destroy the
is
whole
not
house,
here
though?
to be bad.
Why are you
Tzaras-
destroying? Like,
What?
Why do you destroy? Why do you kicking the guy out?
Doing a Vero.
No, you have to go contemplate this. This is
You have to appeal the rest of the.
obligation. Not destroying him.
You have to peel the rest of the bark.
The house you destroy.
What?
Seems kind of like Baltashin's not.
The same thing as the skin, not destroying them, but doing it to find what's inside.
You have to
Sometimes
peel
the
the bark
walls, sometimes you gotta break down the walls, but the point is to
So you
find
go
your
to
goodness.
rehab.
You need to find your goodness.
It's like if you dig and you.
So this doesn't really apply today. If I knew one guy in Lakewood will knock his house down.
What?
If I knew one guy in Lakewood will knock
It's
his
not that
house
knocking,
down.
nobody calls that knocking a house down.
So what it says.
If I told you that you had gold buried under your kitchen floor, you would call that knocking my kitchen down?
And then it's the floors, it's the walls, which means you're not when
Whatever
you're
it
down.
is,
The
you're
seal
knocking-
comes out when you're not.
But the point is, you don't call it knocking
I think it's not a
down when
single
you're
ply wall.
excavating for gold.
It's not a single ply wall. You're making
You call it getting gold. It's called the gold. It's gold. Nobody cares what was there. Not a house. That was an obstacle. Right? Nobody. Yeah. Anybody with an oil well, they don't say, "Oh my God, they're digging up my backyard." They're not digging up your backyard. They're creating oil wells. No. It's the same thing as a
It's
wall.
the same muscle with gold. If you dig your backyard, you find gold nugget.
Yeah, find the gold well. It's not a destructive act. The Tzaras is not destructive. It is meant to help you get past the walls that you're Canaan. You have Canaan in you. I wanted to get into that another time. Why are Canaan? What is it about Canaan? And we spoke about it once in the past. Remember, did we speak about it? We spoke about Mishkav Zachar is a deraisa toeva. By women, it's not called a toeva. Called Maisa Mitzrayim. So I gave a shir. I don't know if you did hear where I'm machalik, because the pasuk says Maisa Mitzrayim leisasu, a Maisa Eretz Canaan leisasu. It's two opposite types of Averis. Acts of Egypt and acts of Canaan. They're two different extremes. Mitzrayim we always defined already. What's Mitzrayim? Mitzrayim is playing it safe. Running away from who you were meant to be and just living in a small subset of who you were, planting around the Nile. What's Maisa Canaan? The opposite. Maisa Canaan, we said it when Torah says Canaan and Mitzrayim by the Arayas. And it gives the Arayas and Achrei Maisa Kedoshim in two opposite orders. Closest relatives to furthest, or furthest to closest. You look at the orders, reverse and mostly reverse in Achrei Maisa Kedoshim. Was there's two opposite reasons for Arayas. One reason for Arayas is the Mitzrayim reason. It's the fear of relating to something different than you. You want to stay in your safe zone and family.
So that should be Mishkav Zachar.
What?
No, it's
That should
opposite.
be Mishkav Zachar.
Men's natural
Well,
being is
Mishkav Zachar is
You play it safe.
you can make the
Not
argument
safe,
that
though.
Mishkav Zachar is staying within your gender, but it's definitely further than a sister or these things. So comes later. The other side, the Maisa Eretz Canaan version of Arayas is the opposite thing of Arayas. Not that I'm scared and I want to stay in my safe place. The way I escape what I'm supposed to be is by this crazy sick stuff. Like that's Melech, and it brings in like the Canaani stuff, where they sacrifice kids in fire, screaming, dark. There's two ways to escape who you are meant to be. One way is to be smaller, to receive who you are, and the other one is this brutal blood, screaming darkness. That's severe. The arayas are the sicker stuff, animals, like sicker stuff, and then you work your way back to the closest relatives. But Maisa Eretz Canaan is the opposite of Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim is when you're a coward, and Maisa Eretz Canaan is, maybe that's what building walls is, burying. You're burying the gold. Is that what it is? And what will Canaan be? Canaan is not burying gold. Yeah, that's what it is. What's the point of screams and darkness? Is you're burying the gold in the walls. Is that a good metaphor for that mahalach? What would Mitzrayim then be with that metaphor? Okay, another time.